This roster update prediction is for July 6th, this Friday, after we have Independence Day here on Wednesday. Today is July 2nd, 2018. And we're going to go over some players I think are going to be roster updates on Friday. So if you like the content in the video, please drop a like and subscribe. The first player I'm going to talk about is Kurt Suzuki. We talked about him 2 weeks ago. I figured he would have gotten bumped up by now. For the last 30 games, he's been hitting over 340. He's got an on-base percentage of 418 and a slugging percentage of 511. He's gotten 2 doubles and 1 home run in that time. He's shown throughout the year that his walks per nine, I shouldn't say his walks per nine, but his walk rate has gone up at a career high this year. I really think his discipline is going to go up, and his contact versus righties and his power versus righties is going to see a bump. I really think that this card is going to go gold finally this Friday. And a couple other players that I think out of the catcher spot that are going to see a bump in their roster update are Yan Gomes and Andrew Knapp. Yan Gomes is a catcher for the Cleveland Indians, and Andrew Knapp is a catcher for the Phillies. Now, first base, I think we're going to see Jose Martinez from the Cardinals jump up to gold this week. For the last 30 games, he's hitting 314 with an on-base percentage of 372 and a slugging percentage of 628. He's hit 8 home runs in that time, last 30 games. And on the season, he's batting .299 with an on-base percentage of 367 and a slugging percentage of 496 with 13 home runs and 17 doubles. He's got 30 walks compared to 47 strikeouts, so I think his vision and his discipline are going to go up, as well as his power for both versus righties and lefties. And you can see a bump in his contact as well. The other guys that I think that might go up that are first base position are Jesus Aguilar from the Milwaukee Brewers, Matt Carpenter from the Cardinals, and Max Muncy for the Dodgers. Right now, he's a pretty decent investment too. So if you want to use these cards in the player exchanges for the career arcs, I highly recommend it. If not, you can use them to make some stubs on the market. The next player is Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's a second base primary position. He's currently at a 72, and his last 30 days he's hit over 295 with an on-base percentage of 344 and a slugging percentage of 568, which is huge for a second baseman. He's hit 3 home runs in that time span with 7 doubles and 4 triples. On the season, he's not hitting that well, but since his this last 30 days, I think it's going to be enough to bump him into silver. On the season, he's hitting 245 with an on-base percentage of 298 and a slugging percentage of 413 with 6 home runs, 8 triples, and 14 doubles. The other guy that I think is going to get a bump in his rating is Javi Baez, and I think Javi's now a third baseman, so he might see a little bit of a bump in addition to Ketel Marte. Now, for shortstop, I'm going to go with Addison Russell of the Chicago Cubs. Addison Russell in the last 30 days has hit 316. He's got an on-base percentage of 384, and he's got a slugging percentage of 474 with 3 home runs in those last 30 days. On the season, he's batting .286 with an on-base percentage of 358 and a slugging percentage of 407 with 5 home runs, 13 doubles. And his walk percentage has actually gone up. It's at pretty close to his career high at this point. He's gotten 27 walks versus 58 Ks on the season. I think he's going to bump up to a silver. He only needs 1 point to get up to a silver. I think you're going to see his contact versus lefties go up in addition to his vision. A couple other players that could be considered for a roster update are Jose Peraza of the Cincinnati Reds, and Brandon Crawford again is just on fire this month. I think he's going to go up again for the Giants. For third base, I think we're going to see Anthony Rendon. I think he's finally going to get that diamond status. He's not exactly the best investment opportunity right now, but with his strong 2017 and what he's been doing since he's gotten back off the DL, his last 30 days, he's hit 327 with an on-base percentage of 373 and a slugging percentage of 602 with 5 home runs and 12 doubles in that time frame. On the season, he's batting 293 with an on-base percentage of 359 and a slugging percentage of 531 with 11 home runs, 24 doubles. His walks compared to his strikeouts are 27 walks versus 45 strikeouts. I think he's going to get a bump to diamond, especially with you consider his 2017. Some other guys to consider at third base would be a roster update for Alex Bregman of the Houston Astros, Matt Duffy of the Tampa Bay Rays, and Eugenio Suarez for the Cincinnati Reds. All three of those guys could also see upgrades. Some of those guys will be upgrades within their class, but Duffy, I think, is going to get a bump from his 74 bronze into the silver range. These guys could all be very useful if you invest in them now, if you want to do the player exchanges for the career arcs. For outfield, there's a guy that is just absolutely tearing it up right now, and that is Jock Peterson. I think he might get a Player of the Month card. For his last 30 days, he's hitting 317 with an on-base percentage of 386 and a slugging percentage of 889. That is absolutely ridiculous for a month period. He has got 10 home runs and 5 doubles, and his walks compared to his strikeouts in the month of June is 8 walks versus 9 strikeouts. That is a huge improvement for him. He's always been one of those guys since he came up that struggles with the strikeout. He's gotten that under control, and his numbers are reflecting it. On the season, he's batting 268 with an on-base percentage of 348 and a slugging percentage of 546. These numbers are all really, really improved from 2017. Another guy that I think is going to see a bump during the roster update is Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks in his last 30 days is batting 291 with an on-base percentage of 337 and a slugging percentage of 640. He's got 9 home runs in the month of June. He hit 3 home runs yesterday as well. I don't know if that's going to count into their roster update, but seeing that game yesterday was just remarkable. On the season, he's batting 258 with an on-base percentage of 346 and a slugging percentage of 502 with 14 home runs, 10 doubles, and 2 triples. I think he's going to get a bump. Is it going to be enough to bump him into gold status? I absolutely believe so. I think he's going to become a gold on July 6th. Another guy to consider is Phillies left fielder Rhys Hoskins. Rhys Hoskins, for the last 30 days, has batted 296 with an on-base percentage of 385 and a slugging percentage of 654, with 8 home runs and 5 doubles. On the season, he's batting 253 with an on-base percentage of 370 and a slugging percentage of 490, with 14 home runs and 19 doubles. I think his vision is going to go up a little bit, and his contact is going to go up. But his power numbers are pretty close to what he kind of showed last year, and I think it's going to be enough to knock him into the gold level. So Aaron Hicks and Rhys Hoskins are going to see gold on the roster update, and Jock Peterson's going to see silver. A couple other guys to consider are David Peralta of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Randall Grichuk of the Toronto Blue Jays, and Jesse Winker of the Cincinnati Reds. Now for pitching. I have a couple starters that I think are going to go up, but I don't know if they're going to eclipse into a different tier. For the first starter, we're going to talk about Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer is absolutely ridiculous right now. Trevor Bauer in his last 30 days has got a 2.18 ERA with a fielding independent of pitching 1.37 statistic, and then his Ks per 9 are 13.5 and his walks per 9 are 2.140. Those are career highs. His Ks per 9, his walks per 9, and his ERA are all career highs at this point. For 2018, he has got a 2.45 ERA with a 2.19 FIP. And then his Ks per 9 is 11.72. Walks per 9 are 2.85. His home runs per nine are 0.40, and that's something that has always bit him in the past, and that is a dramatic career high for him, and his average is a .207. So I think across the board we're going to see bumps in his per nine statistics. Is it going to be enough to get him into Diamond? I don't think so, not this time, but it's going to be enough to get him to either 83 or to 84. He's having an absolutely perfect season at this point, considering where he came from and kind of the remarks that have been made about him in the past. He is definitely a person to watch this year on the Cy Young candidacy with Luis Suarez. The next guy we're going to talk about is Tyler Skaggs for the Los Angeles Angels. His last 30 days, he's got a 0.84 ERA with a 1.61 fielding independent of pitching, 10.13 Ks per nine, and 2.25 walks per nine. In 2018, he has a 2.64 ERA, 3.05 fielding independent of pitching, and 9.78 Ks per nine, 2.64 walks per nine, and a 0.78 home runs per nine. And opponents are hitting 244 off of him. Once again, he's having an absolutely remarkable season. This is a career year for him. He's finally been healthy for most of the year, and I think every one of his per nine statistics is going to go up as a result of the year that he's been putting on, especially with the last month that he put together. I think that you're going to see him as a player of the month card as well. And right now, he's only going for 141. I think he's going to have enough to bump him up to at least a 78 or a 79. He's going to be right on the cusp of hitting that gold status. The next starting pitcher we're going to look at is Zach Eflin for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's currently a 73, and you can buy him now for 22 stubs. Zach Eflin in his last 30 days has got a 1.76 ERA with a fielding independent of pitching of 2.07 and a strikeout rate of 8.22 and a walk rate of 1.76. For 2018 on the whole season, he's got an ERA of 3.02 with a fielding independent of pitching of 2.86, strikeout rate 9.05, a walk rate of 2.22. Home run rate per nine is 0.64, and opponents are hitting 230 off of him. Once again, I think we're going to see a very large bump in all of his per nines. The walk rate might go up a little bit, but his hits per nine, his K per nine, and his home runs per nine are all going to go up pretty dramatically. He's been absolutely lights out for the Phillies, and I think he's going to easily get into the silvers. He might go as high as 77 with this roster update. Now, in terms of relief pitchers, I'm going to talk about one, and then I'm just going to name the other ones off. But the season that Edwin Diaz is having is ridiculous. He leads the league in saves by a wide margin at this point. His last 30 days, he's got a 1.26 ERA with a fielding independent of pitching of 0.60, strikeouts per nine of 13.19, walks per nine is 0.63, and he's gotten 13 saves in the month of June. He got another save last night, a perfect inning with 3 strikeouts. I think we're going to see this guy hit diamond this year. How much they're going to upgrade him on this particular roster update is maybe up to 84. I think his hits per nine are going to go up. His walk per nine is going to go way up. His home run per nine is going to go up, and we might even see his Ks per nine go up. He's just absolutely lights out as a closer, and his clutch might go up as well. He's been the best closer in the league this year, far and away, and he's most likely looking at a fireman reward at the end of the season. A couple other relievers that we're looking at to see upgrades are A.J. Minter from the Atlanta Braves, relief pitcher, Joakim Soria for the Chicago White Sox, and Ryan Tepera of the Toronto Blue Jays, Tony Watson of the San Francisco Giants, and Chaz Rowe of the Tampa Bay Rays are all guys that could see upgrades. Now, you can use these guys for whatever you want. If you want to use them in the career art player exchanges, or if you want to make some stubs off them if you've already gotten that part done. I think every one of these players is going to see a bump, and right now some of them are very good investment opportunities. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like and hit the subscribe button, and we'll be back with some more insight into some of these roster updates in a future video. Thank you and take care.